Thank you. Wow.
Where are they? Right here? Hello, hello. ¿Cómo estás? Hola.
She went back that way in the city manager's office.
Got Mr. Houston. We get Reed on there. This guy's over at the Valley Regional, and he's got his master's.
I know who he is.
Yeah, you go with him? Is it Chris or David?
Chris.
Because I think David has a company out there at the airport.
No, Chris is his brother.
Okay, because David's got interest out at the...
No, I know that. That's his brother.
Which one?
Red Russell. You said I haven't been going.
We're going to kick him off without giving him any kind of notice.
Do you want to make a call?
Yeah, I got through, but nobody answered. I missed the party again in 30 minutes.
If he's not going, he's not going. Please rise. Let's have the Pledge of Allegiance, and then Andres Lewis will lead us in the invocation. Please raise the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag, and pledge allegiance to the Texas, one and indivisible.
Pastor Lewis. Welcome again to our church.
Thank you. Let us pray. Lord, your word says in Psalm 11 that you are holy in your temple, that your throne is in heaven, that your eyes behold, and your eyelids test the sons of men. The Lord tests the righteous and the wicked, and the one who loves violence his soul hates. Upon the wicked he will rain snares, fire and brimstone and burning wind will be the portion of their cup. For the Lord is righteous, he loves righteousness, the upright will behold his face. Father, we pray tonight that the upright would behold your face in this place. And Father, we ask that you give discernment and wisdom to this city commission, to all who appear before it. May you illumine each discussion, that all decisions would promote the well-being of your people with equity and justice. We ask this in your most wonderful and holy name. Amen.
Please be seated. City Secretary, you've already read the call. Okay, we're gonna go to item 20 first because these people need to leave, so then we'll have the public comments. So would you please read item 20?
Item 20, consideration and action on resolution number 2007-066 to authorize and approve Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church as a local historic landmark by including it in 2007 Brownsville Heritage Plan as a primary local site.
Okay, Joe Gavito, you're here. Please come forward.
Honorable Mayor, City Commissioners, my name is Joe Gavito. I'm the Heritage Officer for the City of Brownsville. I'm here to present the plaque. I was waiting for Father Acosta, but who is here? Come in, please, Father.
You don't have to wait any longer.
I couldn't find him in the crowd. Could I have the City Secretary read the resolution for us?
Would you please, City Secretary? Father Acosta.
Resolution 2007-066, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, expressing support and declaring that Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church be recognized as a local historic landmark by including and designating the site as a primary local site in the 2007 Brownsville Heritage Plan. Whereas Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Parish is observing and celebrating their 80th anniversary this December 12, 2007, and whereas in 1921, Reverend Father Carlos Herodes, OMI, conceived that the architectural design of Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church in Brownsville, Texas, be based on the Basilica of Santa Maria la Mayor in Rome, and whereas on February 27, 1922, the first funds were collected to begin the purchase of a portion of land, and the deed was registered in Volume 703 of Cameron County Deed Records, and whereas on February 21, 1927, Brownsville Herald headline read, "Contract for Church is let." A $50,790 contract was awarded to contractor J.E. Walsh and McAllen architect C.A. Rainwater for a concrete brick and stone Catholic church building to be located in Victoria Heights, Brownsville. And whereas on December 12, 1927, Father Carlos Herodes' vision was realized when the sanctuary of the Queen of Mexico and Empress of the Americas was constructed in Brownsville, Texas, and whereas in 2007, the Brownsville Heritage Council and the Brownsville Planning and Zoning Commission hereby unanimously recommend that Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church be designated as a primary local site in the 2007 Brownsville Heritage Plan. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, that the City of Brownsville hereby recognizes and expresses support of Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church as a primary local site to be included as part of the 2007 Heritage Plan, passed and adopted on this fourth day of December 7th.
Okay. Father Costa, would you like to add anything to it?
Yes, I would like to say that I have been a pastor there for the last 6 years, and I find Our Lady of Guadalupe being a community, it's a beautiful community, it's a spiritual and cultural treasure in our community, and I find people who have been there all their life, and they love so much that church that I am very, very proud to be a pastor there.
That's a
And I
beautiful
ask
church.
you to be like a spiritual place for people to.
Thank you, Father.
So move to accept this action item?
Second.
Well, motion by Commissioner Longoria, second by Commissioner Atkinson. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
It was Trani.
Triani.
Second.
Triani? I'm sorry. Who did I say? Atkinson, right? Apologize. Correction, Commissioner Triani made the second motion. Okay. Thank you, Father. Appreciate it. Oh, one more thing?
I want to invite everybody. I want to invite everybody here present for the celebration December 12th at 7 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you, Father.
Okay. Do we have a city photographer here? You wanna come here forward with everybody from Guadalupe? You wanna come here? Joe, do it here in the center, will you? Yeah, so they can get you the camera there. Bill, can you take a picture there for posterity? There you go. Congratulations. Again, congratulations. Okay, now we'll go into the public comments section.
you wanna do-
Comment number 1, please.
Okay.
Who is it? Mike
Father Mike.
Father Mike?
Father Mike Seifert.
Seifert.
How many public comments?
Honorable Mayor and Commissioners, I'm Father Mike Seifert from San Felipe de Jesus Catholic Church. Our parishioners are residents of the northeast part of Brownsville. Huge parish, a lot of people, a lot of working people. We want to thank you this evening for taking the leadership during your budget deliberations to set the minimum wage or the base wage for all city employees at $8.50 an hour, which is still $4 less than the poverty line, but still. We also want to thank all of the commissioners for supporting that, but there is one other component to the living wage issue that those of you in this last campaign committed yourselves to, which is that at the Christ the King meeting, you promised that you would work with us to set the $8.50 an hour wage as the minimum that any company enjoying a contract for city projects or works would pay its workers who work on those projects. So we'd like you to work with us to convert that promise into a public policy. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Father. Okay, comment number 2, Father Bert Diaz. I think we're going to get religion today.
For those who know me or Father Bert, you know that I'm not Father Bert.
No.
I'm Brother Charles Imbergamo, the president at St. Joseph Academy. Father Bert had confessions at 6 o'clock and had to leave, so he's asked me to stand in his place. Mayor and members of the commission, a second promise made during that same assembly at Christ the King was to appoint members to the Greater Brownsville Incentive Corporation who have an economic vision for growing our people through creative remedial education and innovative job training programs, and not just to use sales tax money for incentives for companies for relocating here. In order to get GBIC's attention, we threatened to undertake an effort to raise petitions for an election which would have taken 50% of their funds and invested them in a new development corporation to exclusively fund remedial education and highly successful job training programs, such as VITA. We finally ceased petitions, and the campaign after GBIC committed to put 9% of their annual budget into these programs and to increase that percentage later based on the success of these educational and job training efforts. We're here today to remind you of that promise, to ask you to appoint members to GBIC who fully realize that growing our own people's skills is the most effective way to do economic development. Please don't let politics or special interests determine appointees to GBIC. Thank you.
Thank you. Father Larry Klein.
As you may know, I'm the pastor of Our Lady of Good Counsel Church on Military Highway here in Brownsville. Mayor and Commissioners, we now want to address the question of fairness and justice in the relationship of water and wastewater rates to impact fees. Since 1990, the cost of the PUB ratepayers have increased over 100%, while the impact fee of $270 per lot has never been increased, not even for inflation. During this time, Brownsville ratepayers have subsidized $90 million for water and wastewater projects. Whereas McAllen's water and wastewater rates are at 80% of the cost of living index nationwide, Brownsville's rates are between 105 to 110%. Our church communities have held many discussions and hosted several debates on the question of raising impact fees in order to keep utility rates lower. Finally, we took a position, supported by 4,000 petitions, to raise impact fees to $3,090 per lot, as recommended in the original study. During the last campaign, only one of you, who were later elected to the City Commission, refused to commit himself to support a $3,090 lot impact fee. And that commissioner repeatedly expressed the need for a substantially higher impact fee, but said he needed further study before committing to a particular amount. Since the last election, however, alliances on the City Commission seem to have shifted amidst disputes over appointees to the PUB and Kayak. From our perspective, these PUB and Kayak appointments are the result of politics, as usual, and we put absolutely no faith in their recommendations. We do expect you to keep your word to us regarding impact fees. We will hold those who promised a $3,090 impact fee accountable to our people. We will hold the others accountable to basic fairness on this issue. And we hold ourselves accountable to keeping the impact fees on the front burner of our agenda until the day it is fairly enacted as policy.
Thank you, Father.
That's politics.
Father Ricardo Garcia.
Mayor, Commissioners, I'm Father Ricardo Garcia, the new pastor at St. Mary, Mother of the Church. Our church is located on Los Ébanos and Bernard Road. Affordable housing is another very important issue for us. The Community Development Corporation of Brownsville has perhaps the best and most widely acclaimed affordable housing program in the nation. CDCB annually produces hundreds of homes of high quality and low prices thanks to its ability to leverage public and private funding. 95% of its moderate and lower income clients maintain their monthly payments and end up owning their homes. Because of various political factors, CDCB does not presently receive home funds channeled from HUD to the city. Consequently, hundreds of lower income families are being left out of an opportunity to become homeowners. During the campaign for City Commission spots, you committed to revising the Citizens Advisory Committee's bylaws so that they would also advise you concerning the allocations of home monies from HUD for affordable housing. We now want to acknowledge your recent revision of the Advisory Committee's bylaws, which was a significant step forward. During the campaign, we also asked you to use your influence to help requalify CDCB for receiving city home funds from HUD. We now especially want to thank Mayor Ahumada for arranging meetings with HUD, city officials, and auditors, and for his extraordinary initiatives toward requalifying CDCB for HUD funding. We ask that the Commission fully support the Mayor's efforts so that CDCB is soon back in operation, doing for our families what it does better than any other group in the state, if not the nation.
Thank you, Father. Father Jerry Frank.
Mayor, Commissioners, our church tradition encourages pastors to stand up for the poor and to become the voice of the voiceless. To succeed in the struggle for justice, we obviously need to develop strong relationships with our elected leaders. As part of this process, we host meetings before elections to introduce candidates to our family-centered issues. During these meetings, candidates often commit to our agenda. After being elected, however, some once friendly candidates refuse to return our telephone calls or fail to honor their commitments, leaving us feeling disillusioned and betrayed. Now we accept that sincere public officials will not at times agree with us, but with whom nonetheless we can build constructive relationships. We want you to know that we support the mayor in your efforts to pursue alternatives to the ill-conceived international wall and to rally aid for the victims of flooding in Mexico. We appreciate the mayor's long days spent in service of our community without any remuneration, and we realize that some of you serve with a similar spirit of dedication and generosity. Furthermore, we respect the mayor's obvious independence from those who can use their wealth to advance their own interests. Let me repeat that. We respect the mayor's obvious independence from those who can use their wealth to advance their personal interests. Mr. Ahumada not only makes himself available, but takes extraordinary initiative to honor his commitments to us, at times enduring the criticism of fellow commissioners who have broken those same commitments. Don't misinterpret our words as endorsement of the mayor's agenda, nor as endorsement of the way he communicates with you, which clearly needs healing on all sides. But Mayor, you are the one who presides over the council's meetings, and as one who deeply respects you, I have to remind you of a promise you made to everyone before the election and are not keeping, to be a uniter. You don't have to always agree, but you must listen a lot more respectfully. If you can manage this, we're going to all win together. I begin by stressing our need for good working relationships with the members of the City Council. Fortunately, we have developed one with Mayor Ahumada, which we hope you will not hold against us. We want to keep open the lines of communication that might lead to equally constructive relationships with each and every one of you.
Thank you, Father. Okay. Number 6 is Ernest de Leon, former Commissioner Ernest de Leon.
You will see that.
Honorable Mayor and City Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, today I come before you to tell you of the successful humanitarian help that the citizens of Brownsville and surrounding areas gave to our devastated state of Tabasco, Mexico. The generosity of some people, like Tito Lopez Trucking Company, Commissioner Garza's friend, the Hernandez family, that gave the fuel for that truck to go all the way to Tabasco and back, and also the driver. The Consul General, Mr. Trevino, U.S. Customs, Mexican Customs, and others like Miss Brown, Mr. Manriquez, my family, helped load the truck. And also that, the truck that took, Channel 5, reporter Rita Garcia and cameraman and Herald reporter Laura Tillman. My son Gus also traveled with the trailer to Villahermosa. I'm happy to tell you that your trailer was the first one to arrive from the U.S. into Tabasco. I'm proud to tell you that because, by God, my friends in Tabasco, when it first started, the water started coming up and rising, and 80% of that whole state was underwater. I called my friends, and they said, Ernesto, you have no idea the devastation that we are facing with. So I started to try to get help, and luckily we got the trailer, we got help from the council, and also I want to thank Father Ricardo allowing me to pass the word on at this church, and also he was there to bless the trailer when it left Brownsville with the journey to Tabasco. There's other people that I'd like to thank, like Judge Carlos Cascos, that was there also to see the trailer leave Brownsville. And it was with about 30 tons of water and food for that devastated area of Tabasco. The crew from Brownsville, the crew from Channel 5, my friends in Tabasco, got the military to give them a helicopter ride throughout the area to where they could get better shots. They allowed a boat from the government to take them through the inundated areas of Tabasco, as well as a truck, and they were able to get good reporting and see where your food from this area was delivered to the destination for the people that really needed it. And I want to thank all of you that participated and helped in this effort, and also the Matamoros Chamber of Commerce was also helpful. So thank you for allowing me to come before you today.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you. Mr. Mayor, last one but not least, Mr. Robert Uresti. Please come forward.
Mayor and Commissioners, I came real quickly because of I visit the city cemetery several times now, and there are many things that I have seen that have been done at the city cemetery. Yes, it's cleaner. They have a maintenance person, but there's been a lot of vandalism, completely a lot of vandalism there. And there's a need to get a tractor in there to pick up all of this huge monuments to be put back in order. It's a shame to see this. If this is a historical site of the city of Brownsville, it needs to be taken care of. And I know that a purchasing order has been applied to get this small tractor, and it has not been expedited, and it needs to be done. Also, I noticed that some cribs were open, and I know the bones of the person who passed away are not there, but they need to be closed. That is not appropriate at all. And I was told by somebody that they have to find a living relative in order to repair that. Well, some of these people are gone. The city should take the initiative and just get some bricks and take care of this. I felt bad. My father's buried there, my grandmother's buried there, my grandfather, my 2 aunts, my 3 cousins. I'm asking the mayor and the city commissioners, if you need funds, why don't you put it on the PUB to get donations? If you could do for the animal shelter and other things, you could also put it on that PUB bill so people can donate. It doesn't cost that much. They do need help at that city cemetery, and I'm asking the mayor and the city commissioners to please go down there. I know you put cameras. I know you put lights up there. I talked to the chief of police, and because those people that are doing this should be stopped. And I want the mayor and the city commission to do something, and I wish you could do something about that, Mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Uresti.
Thank you.
Okay, before we go to the proclamations of the Employee Month, let me just let you know a couple of things. Homeland Security is gonna have a hearing on the border wall in McAllen on the 11th, I believe. And McAllen is hosting a rally, against the border wall, and I encourage all the citizens from Brownsville that can travel to McAllen to go show support and attend this rally. If you need information about this, contact Bill Young. He'll be more than happy to help you, get the information you need. Municipal Judge Ben Neese, I think, is trying to get a bus to take people, to the rally. So you also make contact, Judge Ben Neese. That's very important. And then we're gonna have something similar here on the 12th, because Homeland Security is gonna come here also and, have a hearing. Now, this is probably the last, opportunity we have to have our voices heard. I urge all the citizens of Brownsville to please don't shirk your responsibility. Don't think that it's somebody else's responsibility to go. You need to go and have your presence seen and heard, simply that you are against the wall, or if you're for the wall, go and make sure you hear, have your voice heard there. We need to get I believe mass, people in mass numbers there to make sure that, Washington understands that, how we feel about the wall. That will be held at the tennis courts, next to the event center on the 12th of December. And again, Bill Young, has the information. He'll post it up on the TV channel, and, we need people to show up and attend that. And if you could write your comments, because we hope there's a lot of people there that there won't be much time to have everybody speak, but if you write your comments, we'll make sure that, they're submitted to Homeland Security. So please attend. That's, one thing. The other thing, is the Tabasco relief has been very successful. The truck, with the coordination of the Mexican consulate will be, leaving tomorrow. And, Chief Lenny Perez and his, firefighters were very helpful to make this happen. H-E-B and Walmart, First National Bank donated a lot of boxes. So far, I think, there's been, at the last count, over $77,000 in cash donated, okay, at the local banks in this, effort that Brownsville started. And, we're loading up the goods, tomorrow to send to Tabasco. So it's been a success, and those who participated, we probably never know who you are, but I want you to know that the city appreciates what you're doing, and I'm sure the victims of Tabasco also knows. You wanted to say something, I believe, Chief? Please come forward. I believe this is on the rally? Okay. And this is short notice for everybody, so I hope the word gets out that people need to be there.
Mayor, members of the commission, good evening. This morning I met with the Border Patrol officials at the event center. This hearing that they're going to be holding next week here in Brownsville is going to be on Wednesday at the event center. It's scheduled to start at 4:30 and run probably till at least maybe 9 o'clock, depending on the number of people that attend and want to be heard. We will be providing security for the actual hearing itself to ensure that there's public order and that nobody gets out of hand. They have requested that from us, and we'll provide that next week.
Okay.
So, the event at the event center.
Okay.
Who's hosting it?
Department of Homeland Security.
Who's being invited?
It's a public hearing.
Just a public hearing?
Anybody.
They rented the hall.
They rented the convention or the event
So,
center.
but what we're doing, we're hosting like a rally at the tennis courts, okay? And we want to take everybody's comments and videotape it and give it to them. That's what we're doing, okay? McAllen's doing something similar. In fact, I'm using their model, to do the same.
The day before.
Yes.
And then they have another probably scheduled in Rio Grande City the day after.
Because my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chief, the format is more not to hear us, but to tell us what they're going to do. That's what I hear. And that's why we want to have the rally to take everybody's concerns down, videotape it, hopefully in written form and videotape, that way we can give to them, and then go over there and give it to them. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to say something?
That heard some rumors that I was criticized for that this help that I was trying to get my friends in Tabasco was politically motivated. That's never far from the truth.
Nobody's ever said that to me.
I have. But at any rate, I want you to know I'm 72 years old, fixing to be 73. I have no intentions of ever running for city commissioners, mayors, or whatever.
I don't think
Of course,
that's an issue, Commissioner.
I have fulfilled my civic duties as far as I'm concerned, and what I did was because my friends in Tabasco were suffering, and that's the reason. Also, you talk about monetary. I was watching the Mexico news Sunday, and 3 weeks have gone by, and hardly any money has gotten to Tabasco yet, and it's hard to believe that. The governor was saying we have received, I think, only $1 million+ and that's it, and he was wondering where the money was going. So be careful how you send your money, because it's better to send food, and you know it's going to get there. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay, let's go to the proclamations. Did you get some? No? Proclamations, please, City Secretary.
Mr. B Motor Company.
Okay. My good friend Baldomero, are you here? Please come forward.
Oh, y'all leaving?
Okay.
Why is everybody leaving?
A proclamation of the Mayor of Brownsville, Texas, congratulating Mr. B Motor Company for its quality dealer designation. Whereas Mr. B has been in the automobile sales business for 30 years and is one of 14,000 licensed used car dealers in the state of Texas, and whereas the Texas Independent Automobile Dealers Association, with 900 members throughout Texas, has given Mr. B the Texas Quality Dealer Award 2007, and whereas Mr. B has been a member of the TIADA for 26 years and is one of only 27 dealers in the state of Texas to receive this award, and is to be congratulated and recognized for a career of hard work and good business. Now therefore, I, the Mayor of the City of Brownsville, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested by the charter of said city, do hereby congratulate, recognize, and honor Mr. B Motor Company on being one of only 27 auto dealers receiving this prestigious statewide award. Done on this, the 20th day of November, 2007.
Thank you. Next one, Mr. James Robert Murphy, please.
Mayor, I'd like to read the proclamation for record. The Murphy family's in Austin, is unable to attend, but I want to go on record.
There's nobody here to receive it on their behalf?
No, they're in Austin. We're going to send this to them. A proclamation of the City of Brownsville, Texas, dedicated to the memory of James Robert Murphy, 1918 to 1983. Whereas James Robert Murphy, Professor Emeritus, was born in Logansport, Indiana, on February the 16th, 1918, and died of cancer on June 17th, 1983, in San Antonio, Texas. And whereas James Robert Murphy devoted his life to music and to teaching of music, and from 1946 through 1957, served as Director of Instrumental Music with the Brownsville Independent School District. And whereas during each of the 11 years of his tenure, the Brownsville High School Band was awarded First Division in concert marching, sight reading under the Texas University Interscholastic Lead Music Plan, in the highest class of competition. And whereas for 12 years, Professor James Robert Murphy served as guest clinician and adjudicator throughout the state of Texas, and was elected and officiated as band chairman for the Texas Music Educators Association. And whereas in his lifetime, James Robert Murphy was honored with many, many awards in music excellence throughout his career, and his influence was felt in the world of music in the entire USA. Now therefore, we, the members of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested by the charter of said city, and on behalf of all our citizens, do hereby honor the memory of James Robert Murphy, and further recognize his great contributions to education in Brownsville, and in particular his successful efforts in promoting music education in our city. Done on this, the 10th day of November, 2007. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Employee of the Month.
Mayor and members of the commission, please help me welcome our employee of the month for December. Christopher Witherall. He's, of course, you've all seen him here at the commission meetings. Chris was hired in 2004 as an automation technologist at the public library, and almost immediately he took on various roles, including developing Channel 12 into the thriving, popular news and information outlet it is today. In essence, took on the role of an editor, if you may. He has worked countless hours, countless weekends to assure that our channel is on operation and has taken a lead role in the library's automation department, training others in this field. We're very fortunate to have him. Of course, as Employee of the Month for December, he is eligible for the Employee of the Month in this month, December 14th. Congratulations to Christopher Witherall. Of course, he gets the plaque. Go, Chris.
Congratulations.
And he has his own speech.
Mayor and Commissioners, I just want to say thank you to Jerry and James McCoy for the opportunity to serve the city of Brownsville. I also want to thank my coworkers over at the library, especially guys over in automation, past and present. Every day I'm learning more and more, and I just hope to keep using that knowledge towards working hard and helping the city thrive. So thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Honorable Mayor, Commissioner, I'd just like to point out to you that Chris has been very instrumental on taking Channel 12 from a bulletin board system that it used to be to the system that it is now as we continue to grow the channel. I have great respect for him, and I know his supervisor, Mr. McCoy, also has great respect for him. He's an excellent employee. We're very proud of him. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to, I'm going to skip number 4, and I'll come back to it. Go to number 5, please.
Item number 5, consideration and action on the possibility of removing airport advisory board members and appointing replacements.
Mayor, this is something I put on here. There's some people coming off in January. Plus, we've been talking with Larry Brown, too, who's unable to be here today, or is he here?
Oh, he's not here, sir.
Talking about members that sit on that board that really haven't taken an aggressive role in attending these meetings. Therefore, we can do this quick. I'd like to, there's two replacements, or 3 replacements. One of them is to replace Bud Brown. Bud Brown is coming out. We want to replace him with Chris Houston. John Reed will be replacing Gene Kespa, and David Hanley will be replacing Luis Buenrostro. And just to let you know,
I'm not one commissioner. I sit as a liaison to the city, and I was going to get off the board, and Commissioner Leo Garza.
Exactly, yeah, Leo T. Garza will be placing Carlos Cisneros on the Airport Advisory Board. And just let me tell you something, we're being real aggressive with the airport right now. There's a lot of things going on there. John Reed, who's part of the BEDC, GBEC, they have negotiated with the city of Brownsville, with our city manager, Charlie Kabler, into putting monies from that fund into the airport to revitalize the airport. This is something huge, and it's something that's going to make our airport look a lot more attractive. And we're going to do maintenance to it, infrastructure, and it's all going to come with the help of GBEC and BDC. They want to get involved, and they're going to put a lot of that sales tax into the airport. So with all that, I'd like to appoint these people if we can, and I'd like to get a second.
I'll second Commissioner Atkinson's slate of appointees.
A motion by Commissioner Atkinson, second by Commissioner Gordy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Item 6.
Item 6, consideration and action on the possibility of removing a Paseo de la Resaca Landscaping and Lighting Maintenance District board member and appointing a replacement.
Due to the fact that we're moving Leo to the airport, I would like to appoint Commissioner Carlos Cisneros back on the Paseo de la Resaca Landscaping Light Maintenance District, where he can, do what he does well over there, and hopefully.
Second.
Second.
Okay. Motion by, Commissioner Atkinson again, second by Commissioner Troyani. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Item 7.
Item 7, consideration and action to appoint or reappoint 4 members to the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation.
Okay, there's several appointments that are gonna be made. Would you please go over?
Honorable Mayor, City Commissioners, for the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation, there are 4 appointments that are coming up. The appointments run from January 1st to December 31st. The mayor has an appointment. Mr. Dino Esparza has served already 2 terms and is not eligible for any more terms. In the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation, there is a max of 2 terms. Commissioner Atkinson also has an appointment. Commissioner Longoria has served his terms for the max of 2 terms. Commissioner Cisneros has an appointment. Gerardo Martinez has served 2 terms for the maximum of terms. And Commissioner Troyani has an appointment. Mr. Rafael Vela has served 1 term and is eligible for reappointment.
On my appointment, if I may real quick, I just wanted to thank Mr. Gerardo Martinez. I know that he's done an excellent job to the citizens of Brownsville and on the 4B board. So, just want to make sure that it doesn't go unnoticed that we really thank him on behalf of the City Commission and the citizens of Brownsville. And since he's already served his 2 terms, I'll appoint William Garza.
I'll second.
Okay, we're gonna take one by one. Commissioner Cisneros, motion, second by Commissioner Atkinson. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
I'd like to, appoint Rico Holloway, and for Rico Holloway, on the Parks Board, what was that guy, Mr. Weil? Jeff Weil will replace Rico Holloway on the Parks and Rec Board.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Mr. Atkinson, seconded by Commissioner Cisneros. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, anybody else have another appointment besides me?
To replace, I guess, Commissioner Longoria, I'd like to, I think it has to be one of the commissioners, appoint, Commissioner Anthony Troyani.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner, Cisneros and seconded by, who seconded it over here? Atkinson. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Mine, I would like to appoint Carlos Hernandez.
Who's that?
He's there where, GMS right next door, big chunky guy, real nice.
What do you do, Mayor?
Yeah. Well, he's a businessman.
I'm just asking.
Does anybody have a problem with my appointment? Okay. Do you have a problem with it? That's my appointment.
I'll second.
I mean, if you want to take my appointment away, you can take my appointment away. I mean,
There's, somebody else out. We have somebody in mind.
is that okay?
No, I'll second.
Okay, we have a second by Commissioner Atkinson. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Do I have any nays? Do I have any abstentions? Just to make sure the record's clear. Then it's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to, let's go to item, 21.
You got one more?
Please.
Yeah.
And there's a reason I'm doing for this, because I'm gonna have to leave and I'm gonna let somebody else take over the meeting. Go ahead.
Item 21, consideration and action on resolution number 2007-067 to support the concept of a regional convention event center in Cameron County, Texas.
Would approve.
Second.
All in favor? Motion to approve by Commissioner, Longoria and seconded by Commissioner Camarillo. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Item 21. I'm sorry, 22.
Item 22, consideration and action on resolution number 2007-068 to provide for a book allowance scholarships to full-time City of Brownsville employees who are classified below the level of a director's position to further their education goals.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Atkinson, second by, Triani, second by Commissioner Atkinson, Camarillo? Okay. Camarillo, and Mr. Camarillo, that's a very good thing you're doing.
Been successful, city supporting higher ed, so I appreciate everybody's support.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next item, please.
Item 23, consideration and action to adopt budget amendment resolution number 2007-069 to amend the general fund by $2,638,125 to provide for $38,125 of funding for maintenance of traffic control devices, $100,000 for software maintenance, and to transfer $2.5 million to the airport fund.
Honorable Mayor, members of the City Commission, this budget amendment includes three items. That's $38,125 for traffic control devices, $100,000 for software maintenance, and $2.5 million to the airport fund. On the airport, when we prepared the budget for 2008, we had not included the cash transfer from the airport, with the understanding that the airport was going to sell some buildings, and we were going to use some of the buildings that would normally to take care of the cash transfer from the general fund. Since then, we have decided to have the general fund transfer the cash transfer that was not in the budget for 2008, and have the proceeds of the sale of those buildings stay at the airport, so that some of this proceeds can be used for some of the infrastructure that is badly needed at the airport. The fund balance in the general fund, which I will discuss with you at our next meeting, is better than we anticipated, so there is enough funds to take care of this budget amendment. So therefore, we recommend that this budget amendment
Move
be
to
approved.
approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Garza. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Camarillo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 24, consideration and action on resolution number 2007-070 to authorize the purchase of certain real property described as Lot 7 and northwest half of Lot 8, Block 208 of original town site, also known as 805 Tyler Street, and designated signatories for closing.
Honorable Mayor and City Commissioners, I discussed this item with you at the last meeting. In this particular case, this resolution authorizes the city manager to negotiate and to enter into contracts with the seller on this specific property. The city has conducted an appraisal. It's been reviewed, but the appraisal value is $110,000.
Be approved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Longoria, second by Commissioner Cisneros. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 25.
Item 25, consideration and action on resolution number 2007-071, expressing opposition to the construction of a border wall along the Brownsville, Texas, Matamoros, Mexico border.
Okay. You want to read the resolution, or have you all read it, or y'all feel comfortable with it?
I'd like it read for public record.
Okay. Would you read it for the public record? Did, first of all, before you go there, did Peter Goodman sit down with you?
Yes.
Okay.
We did go over.
Go ahead. Thanks.
Resolution number 2007-071, a resolution of the City Commission of Brownsville expressing opposition to the construction of a border wall along the Brownsville, Texas, Matamoros, Mexico border. Whereas we, the City Commission, and the residents of the City of Brownsville agree with Valley Interfaith that we should invest in families, not the wall. And whereas, together with the Texas Border Coalition and the Rio Grande Valley Network of organizations, oppose spending our tax dollars on the construction of an ineffective border wall that can easily be breached in 7 minutes. And whereas the $1.2 billion of federal funds intended for the border wall should be invested in health care, housing, education, job training, and infrastructure that will provide a visible and tangible return, such as reduction of diabetes, childhood obesity, and other preventable maladies. And whereas the border wall represents a human rights crisis for indigenous peoples living along the borders, and the human rights crisis at the southern border of the United States has resulted in over 4,000 migrant deaths in recent years. And whereas the border wall will have devastating consequences on Texas border economies, environment, human rights, will result in landowners and farmers losing land and critical access to river water irrigation, and will affect the relationship between the United States and Mexico. And whereas the border wall will also affect historical sites along the Rio Grande River that are important to Brownsville, such as a national historical marker of Fort Texas, which is the site of the first battle of the Mexican-American War, the Palmetto Hill battle site, which is where the last battle of the Civil War was fought, the Chisholm Trail historical site, which is the origin of the famous cattle drive to Kansas City, the Brownsville, Texas, Matamoros, Mexico ferry crossing historical site, which has been in operation since before international bridges were built. And whereas the federal government, through its power to waive in their entirety the Endangered Species Act, the Migratory Bird Treaty Act, the National Environmental Policy Act, the Coastal Zone Management Act, the Clean Water Act, the Clean Air Act, and the National Historic Preservation Act, the Archaeological Resources Protection Act, the Safe Drinking Water Act, the Noise Control Act, the Solid Waste Disposal Act, Endangered Species Act, the Wild and Scenic Rivers Act, the Farmland Protection Policy Act, the Administrative Procedures Act, and the Fish and Wildlife Coordination Act, would construct a border wall that would slice through the heart of the Rio Grande Wildlife Corridor, would clear hundreds of miles of riparian habitat affecting migrating birds, bats, butterflies, ocelots, and other wild animals, would adversely affect the ecosystems of the Santa Ana National Wildlife Refuge, Benson Rio Grande Valley State Park, and the World Birding Center, Roma Bluffs World Birding Center, the NABA International Butterfly Park, the Sable Palm Audubon Sanctuary, the Nature Conservancies, Southmost Preserve, and the numerous United States Fish and Wildlife tracts that front the Rio Grande. And whereas the border wall would provide a false sense of security based on the known fact that a wall can easily be breached within minutes, would not stop illegal border crossings, and would be less effective than a smart virtual fence, which could be achieved through raising the river level to 26 feet above sea level, widening the river to 300 linear feet via the construction of a weir dam. And whereas together with the Texas Border Coalition, we support alternatives to fencing that are smart and effective and ultimately achieve true security, such as the Vega Project in Webb County, the Eagle Pass Park Project, the Brownsville Weir and Reservoir Project, the IWBC's reinforcement of levees, and the clearing of Rio Grande vegetation such as carrizo cane that provides hiding places for illegal immigration and other illegal activity. Whereas we support physical barriers in remote areas where they make sense and they are agreed to by county and municipal officials, and we strongly support smarter, more effective solutions where fences would be inactive, that include radar, cameras, sensors, and more effective deployment of Border Patrol personnel. Whereas our nation needs to find real solutions to our immigration issues instead of constructing a wall that would prohibit the creation of a river walk and the revitalization of downtown Brownsville for the benefit of the citizens of both countries. And whereas construction of the border wall would adversely affect the delicate local economy, destroy vital ecosystems, cost taxpayers billions of dollars, and put at risk hundreds of lives by herding people to dangerous desert crossings. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Section 1, the City Commission of the City of Brownsville and Brownsville residents hereby express strong opposition to the federal funding and construction of the border wall, which would be imposed upon our international border by the U.S. federal government as an infrastructure project that would not meet the strategy for comprehensive immigration reform for the U.S. and cause untold damage to human life, wildlife, ecosystems, local economy, private property, historical property, farmland, and international relations between Mexico and the United States. Section 2, the attached petition signed by local residents, public and private entities hereby reflects their opposition of the proposed border wall, and they join with the Texas Border Coalition and the Rio Grande Valley Network of organizations who oppose the border wall construction. Then there's the 4th day of December, 2007.
Okay. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Leo Garza, second by Commissioner Cisneros. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Mayor, I'm gonna abstain due to the fact of what I'm pending
So noted.
an appeal from the
So
federal
noted.
government.
So noted. And I want to thank Dr. Tony Zavaleta for collaborating with me to put this together, and the city secretary for helping me put it in draft form as a, resolution there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's go on to item 26.
Item 26, consideration and action to award a contract for the purchase and delivery of 275 duty pistols for the Brownsville Police Department.
Move to approve, sir.
Public hearing that needs to be held, in regards to the purchase of this weapon, is item number 9.
Number 9? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and then let's go back to this, put this on the table here, okay? Go back to number 4. I read the minutes, so I'm ready to proceed with, item number 4. The consent agenda items.
Okay, yes, sir, just a moment, please.
Can I have a motion to approve the consent, agenda
moved.
items?
So moved.
Camarillo, second by,
Second.
Commissioner Atkinson. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay, let's go to 8.
Item 8, public hearing and action on first reading of ordinance number 2007-1482 to opt out from exempting ad valorem taxation of goods in transit.
Honorable Mayor, members of the City Commission, House Bill 621 that was recently passed by the Texas Legislature expands the tax exemption status of the Freeport. We are opposed to this tax exemption. The rule states that we must act before January 31st. We must have a public hearing that will say that we will tax the goods in transit. We are estimating, based on the appraisal from the Cameron Appraisal District, there's approximately more or less $35 million value of goods in transit. That equates to approximately about $230,000 in tax levy, which is about half a penny of our current tax rate. This is a public hearing. We are opposed to the exemption. We want to tax this, but we need this ordinance to be approved before January 31st.
So moved.
Second.
Move to close public hearing, right?
Okay, move to
We
close
have
public hearing.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sines, close public hearing, second by Commissioner Triani. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion to close. This is an action item. Let me ask you, does this, have any adverse effects on anybody?
I checked with the Brownsville Economic Development Council, and they indicated that they were in favor of taxing them.
Okay. All in,
Okay, so moved.
motion by
Second.
Commissioner Cisneros, second by Commissioner Garza. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. No,
I believe
anybody
it was
against
Commissioner
it?
Camarillo seconded it.
That's fine.
Okay, correction, Camarillo seconded. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Pete,
next-
that's what you wanted,
Yes. Yes, sir.
okay.
Okay, thank you. Item number 9.
Item number 9, public hearing and action to approve the expenditure of $70,000 from the 2007 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program awarded to the Brownsville Police Department to purchase new weapons to replace the current department-issued weapons for the Brownsville police officers.
Mayor, members of the City Commission, good evening once again. Back on June the 19th of this year, the Brownsville City Commission approved the interlocal agreement between the County of Cameron and the City of Brownsville to divide a Justice Grant Award in the amount of $124,088 in the respective amounts of $54,088 and $70,000. Furthermore, the interlocal agreement set forth the intention of the City of Brownsville as to how such award was to be expended. The interlocal agreement set forth that such funds were to be utilized to purchase weapons for police officers. On August 27, 2007, the County of Cameron received approval from the Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Assistance, that the application for the allotted amount of $124,088 and to include the disparate amounts of $54,088 and $70,000 respectively for each agency had been approved. On September 4, 2007, the Cameron County Commissioners Court accepted the grant award on behalf of both entities. The current department's issued semi-automatic pistols are over 10 years old and no longer in production by Smith & Wesson. It would not be cost-effective to retain these weapons any longer, as replacement parts are hard to come by and costly when available. If approved, the $70,000 will be used toward the purchase of 275 Sig Sauer .40 caliber semi-automatic pistols. This amount will not cover the total expenditure. However, a trade-in allowance will be allocated for each weapon, therefore reducing the total amount to be paid. The purchasing department has solicited sealed bids for the purchase of these weapons and will be addressed as a separate agenda item. The Brownsville Police Department Federal Forfeiture Fund will incur any outstanding balance.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Any questions?
Move to close.
Second.
Motion to close by Commissioner Camarillo, second by Commissioner Neros. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Move to approve. Second.
Okay. To close now, motion to approve by Commissioner Atkinson, seconded by Commissioner,
Got it, sir.
okay, you defer to Commissioner Garza, okay.
Thank you.
Commissioner Garza, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item number 10.
Item 10, public hearing and action on first reading of ordinance number 2007-1429-A, amending ordinance number 2004-1429 by attaching design guidelines to the SM 511 and I-69 overlay district.
Honorable Mayor and City Commissioners, with this particular item, we're trying to develop design guidelines, and in essence, to protect our national park. Allison will go over those design guidelines that have been approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission, but basically this is design guidelines for new development occurring along the corridor of 511.
Where particularly? Where precisely is this going to be?
It's design guidelines, and we'll go over, Mayor.
Okay.
Honorable Mayor, Commissioners, these design guidelines are aimed at industrial parks that may develop in the area, specifically one being proposed by the BEDC. And as Ben stated, the interest is in protecting the appearance of the area viewshed from current and future, or for current and future residential areas, as well as helping with the interest of the Palo Alto battlefield and maintaining the viewshed of the area. Some of those guidelines for the industrial park include internalizing parking, internalizing truck bays and docks, providing ample internal space for trucks to maneuver and turn around, providing for dumpsters and trash and other refuse to be placed inside, away from public view, avoiding large expanses, seas of asphalt parking, providing for landscaping among the perimeter of public roads between the park and, well, the public roads, eliminating electronic signs with visible neon tubing components, and providing some guidelines for permissible materials to be used for the building facades that are viewable from the roadway, including brick, stone, stucco over masonry, something to provide a finished appearance as opposed to just a metal building. As indicated, BEDC is happy with these guidelines. PNZ approved these guidelines unanimously, and
Great.
we ask for your support.
Move to close public hearing. Second.
Can I have a question first? I didn't hear the word fencing.
Okay.
Is it there? Because if you're going to have, for instance, some kind of industrial use of the land, I think you would want to shield.
Yes, Mayor. Fencing is already on our building code in the perimeter around the back and sides of the.
So that's taken care of.
Right. The front part is what we are concerned about, with more vegetation, no metal view of the building, stucco, stone. So it's an appearance and the ambiance that we're trying to set with this guideline.
Okay. Yes,
Mr. Medina,
okay, so
the front can't be fenced, correct? It has to be open.
Right, it's open. Yeah.
Okay.
but it's got to be done aesthetically, and you have fencing on the side to where it shields and protects.
Right. With the same kind of vegetation as the battlefield.
Yeah. Okay. Aesthetically, okay.
Move to
Any other
close.
questions?
Second.
Any questions? No? Okay. We have a motion. Mr. Atkinson, second, Mr. Cisneros. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next item.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion to approve. Commissioner Atkinson, second by Commissioner Terani. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 11, public hearing and action to approve Class L permit number CL 2007-003 to allow a game arcade at 855 West Elizabeth Street, Brownsville, Texas.
Honorable Mayor, Commissioners, this proposes an arcade. The arcade will not result in any changes to the building facade. It's just simply an arcade, and it's been unanimously approved by the PNZ.
I have a question.
I have a problem with this, and I'm just gonna restate it. We know, the chief of police could say it better. Illegal activity has been known to go on in these arcades, okay? And by us issuing the permit, we are encouraging this illegal activity. I know, in the application, the intent is not illegal activity, but if there's a preponderance of, evidence or common knowledge that illegal activity does take place, and a lot of innocent people, good people are participants in it, you know, that doesn't make it right. The law is the law. And I think we're taking resources away from the chief of police to focus on something he shouldn't be focusing on if we controlled it a little better. And I think by issuing these permits, we're not doing that. And I don't understand how the P&Z could be supporting something like this.
Well, as you mentioned, Mayor, people apply with this department. We go through the process, and the Planning and Zoning Commission is looking at it from a site plan review. Do they have parking? Do they have the lighting that's not shining on the neighbors? Is the trash container in the proper place? That's what we're looking at, the site plan. That's what they're approving. The ordinance does call for that if they're within 100 feet of a residential, it comes before you. If they're more than that, the ordinance, they have approval. In this particular case, we understand that you may have questions, and I've talked to the police chief. He's mentioned it in our staff meetings of the problems situated with these new businesses. But P&Z is acting on the scope of what they're the scope of work, what they're supposed to do as the site plan. Other than that, that's your decision. You're the policymakers. We, talking to Mr. Kabler, there is an item coming up next week where we're imposing fees for these Class L permits, and maybe the fee is a new fee that will come before you, but maybe there's other conditions or I don't want to say the word moratorium, but other restricting factors that we can that the commission can impose to monitor this type of businesses. And that will come before you next week with implementing a fee, but we can also increase by imposing other factors that we can monitor and
I just wish it was, you know, I wish there was a standard there that everybody could adhere to and we'd follow it. And we should change the law, make it legal where people can go in there, the grandmas and the grandpas and everybody can go in there and not worry about being arrested. Because, for instance, I was at the VFW district meeting, and there's an arcade right catty corner to it there, and the visitors from out of town, from Corpus and other areas, they wanted to go to the arcade. And I said, Mayor, we're going to have problems when we go there. You know, they're asking me, and how can I assure them they're not going to have problems?
They won't have problems if they don't accept money.
No, but what I'm saying is, wait a second. These are people that are coming from out of town, okay? They don't know what's going on or what the operation is. They just know it's an arcade, and they want to go have fun, okay? If they're giving money or something like that, and they get arrested all of a sudden, you know, they're innocent people in a way, but they're also participants because they gave in to something they enjoyed doing, and they see as harmless when it is against the law. You know, that's all I'm saying. I'm just making my position known. I wish we wouldn't issue these permits because we know a lot of illegal activity goes on, and it's taking away police resources to investigate or put a case together for the district attorney to prosecute and all that stuff. But anyway, the person that can address that better is our chief of police, so I'll let him speak, and anybody else that wants to speak for or against. I just think the law should be changed and legalize gambling or do away with it or whatever, you know. Chief.
Mayor, members of the City Commission, good evening once again. I think I have a duty and a responsibility to inform the commission of the following, that at least 27 arcade places have been identified in Brownsville by us. Intelligence provided or received through confidential informants, through Crime Stopper tips, or just through undercover investigations revealed that the majority are paying cash in violation of state laws, to include the last two that have been approved by the commission. We have open investigations on all arcade places in Brownsville in place right now. We have closed 4 in the last 3 months, with numerous violations of city ordinance were identified at some of these places. The most noticeable were electrical code violations. About 2 hours ago, we closed an arcade place located at the Strawberry Square Plaza. 58 machines were located, more than likely in violation of city ordinance, depending on how many parking spaces they had there. Again, another family that previously has been arrested. Last Friday night, we closed 1 at the former Straight Shot Pool Hall, located on Price Road. 81 machines were seized, when only 40 should have been in place. Again, numerous violations of electrical codes and all other kinds of restrictions and permits that had, they're supposed to be abiding by. If you remember, about 2 months ago, the 2 ladies that approached you in regards to the arcade place that wanted to open up there on Paredes and Los Ebanos, they called me because they were having problems with the people parking in their private property, not the one on Price Road. Continued approval of this type of permits, places a great burden on us.
Let me ask you something, Chief. Why does the county tax these machines? Why is the county basically saying, okay, look, we're going to tax these? Is that what they're doing, right? The county's taxing these machines?
The county's taxing on behalf of the county and the city.
Okay, they're picking up taxes.
But that's only a $15 or $20 tax per machine. Sales tax revenues do not apply for this type of machines.
But let me ask you,
these places are generating, on the minimum, your small place is probably generating somewhere between $5,000 to $7,000 a day. 60% of this money is going back to the East Coast to organized crime. All right?
And they're not paying federal taxes.
And then none of them is paying taxes to anybody.
They're leasing these machines, is that what they're doing?
Sir?
They are leasing
They're
machines?
leasing these machines. Now, we have to be pretty naive around here to say that these places are not going to pay money. Okay? You're a Cowboy fan, Commissioner.
Yeah.
You go see the Cowboys or you go see the cheerleaders?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in this case, these places are not there to give you the bottle of soap or dishwashing liquid or detergent. They have that as a display.
That's a very good example.
Well, I'm sorry for that example. But anyways, these people don't go in there to expect to win prizes that are less than $5. They go in there because they know they're going to get paid cash if they win.
But what's the part that makes it illegal? Them accepting the money? And the fact that the owners...
It's gambling. It's gambling. Them accepting the money, the people paying the money. The burden on us that has been placed by the district attorney is to go in there and at least get paid 3 times or more in cash. Whereas before, the burden was just to identify the machines as being illegal because if you made a bet on the machine, say a 1 penny bet, and the machine paid you 10 times or more, that was an illegal machine. Or if they give you a gift that was valued at $5 or more, that's illegal. But the burden has been placed on us to go in there and get paid cash at least 3 or more times.
So how does the bingo operate?
The bingo is regulated by the state.
They have to give a contribution to a nonprofit organization.
It's authorized.
They're regulated by the
There's
state.
transparency in the income
They
it it
keep records,
generates
they keep
and
account,
how
they
it's
keep records,
spent.
financial records, and they have to report to the state controller's office how much money comes in, how much money goes out.
All I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that I'm afraid we are unwittingly fostering some illegal activity because, like the chief says, we have to be pretty naive to believe that they're not going to give cash prizes, And I'm sure some of these people are good people, but if it's allowed, people are going to do it. In other words, we're encouraging them to do it.
You know, I would like to take in 5,000-7,000 a day, but I'm not gonna risk my integrity or my reputation and do something illegal like that. I'm just not gonna do it. I mean, some people will, but 7,000 is very tempting, and
I wish, Mayor, I could share with you the number of times that I have been contacted by people in this community who want to open up a place and to see how they can go about it with somewhat that we don't do anything about it. Okay?
you know.
One of these days, I'm gonna write a book about that.
Yeah, but the most important thing, Chief, and I think we need to be cognizant of this, is that it's taking away valuable resources from the police department, manpower that could be used for public safety and security of our community. And it's taking public resources from the district attorneys also that could be used to prosecute child predators and victims of, protect victims that need protection. Because it takes money to do these things, and it takes money away from good things that we need to be doing. But that's just my position.
Let me ask you something too about what you were talking about, charging fees or making it to where you were talking about regulating like a application fee to open one of these places up. Because bottom line, is it illegal?
The machines itself are not illegal unless
Exactly.
Unless person is paying.
So it comes down to the integrity of the person running that building, whether they want to pay out or not, right? Those are the people we have to go after. Am I right or wrong?
You have to go after the business owners that encourage this.
Exactly.
That's right.
But as far as the place being open with those machines and say they give out VCRs or
That's still illegal because that's a gift of $5 or more. You cannot give out any.
or they just swap out what they pay, and I don't know.
Well,
Okay, let me ask you, what makes it legal and what makes it illegal?
The machines themselves are not illegal unless they're identified as a machine that pays out on a bet, on any one single bet, whether it's 1 cent, 5 cents, or $1, of 10 times or more. Okay, gives you credits 10 times or more of what you betted. What makes it illegal is if they give you any type of prizes that are valued at $5 or more. What makes it illegal is if they pay you in cash, whether it's $1 or $200. That's what makes it illegal. Now, to come back and say that we're going to regulate these by increasing fees, I think you need to defer that to the city attorney, because I think it's very specific in the state law that these machines can only be assessed a certain tax, and that's it.
All right.
Well, the only people that are gonna be able to pay that high fee are the people that are using these machines for illegal means. So, you know, if you're telling somebody to be legitimate and only give away a $2 prize, well, we increase the fees on the machine. All we're doing is promoting the idea that they better use these machines for illegitimate reasons.
Chief,
I think what we need to do is have an ordinance done where we limit the amount of these businesses in the city. And if we have that amount of businesses here already,
Can we like get something grandfather clause or like stop it?
And I don't know. I'm not an expert in that area. I wouldn't know what to
Chief,
tell you.
Chief, one quick question. Is there at least one arcade that has been in compliance, or every one of them in Brownsville has not been in compliance?
The information that we have is that all of them are not in compliance.
All of them.
Okay. However, it is the burden. We have the burden to go in there and prove that they're not. Okay.
And it would take the entire police force to dedicate themselves just to this and expose our citizens to being victims of crime. So we can't afford to do that. But by allowing this or others, we're fostering what we believe to be or know to believe is illegal based on the chief's expertise. And he's the expert. But, you know,
we're not alone in this. There's all these cities have these machines. You know, there's people that have 300 machines in their business in some cities, making over $200,000 a day.
Mr. B's over there. He just got recognition for his hard work, and he was recognized by the state. I'm sure he does not make 7,000, and he would love to have 7,000 come through his door every day. I mean, I would love to have that, but I know it's illegal, so I'm not going to do it. He'd rather get his money and earn his money the hard way. those who take the easy way, okay? Those who take the easy way, that's what I'm saying. It's a bad example for the rest of us who are struggling and trying to do what's right, and for this city to keep permitting illegal activity that we know is illegal activity. Because then we're saying, hey, it's okay to take the shortcut. That's what you're saying. It's okay to do illegal activity. And maybe the police will look the other way. And some people believe the police are not doing enough, and some people believe that the policemen are on the take, that they're part of the problem. And this is not the case, you know? But we're allowing this we're fostering this. And we can't, focus all our energies, our police force into enforcing these laws that we just keep patting people on the hand and allowing them to exist, and they open up another one, they open up another one, they open up another one.
Well, let me ask you something. Why did we let the lotto come in? You see poor people go by, save their money, go buy a lotto ticket,
but
and
you
they're
have
hoping to win
transparency.
$10,000.
But you have transparency, you have regulations, and you have accountability. That's the difference. Here, you got money that's coming in the door. Nobody knows how much they're making. They're not paying federal taxes. They're not paying local taxes. And who's making this money? See, and there's no accounting. See, the bingos have to give so much, like for instance, to the Indian reservation, to a good cause, you know? I just, I have friends, and I'm very disappointed in somebody I know very close that got arrested, because they think it's easy and they can get away with it. And the consequences is not that bad. If they get arrested, they post bond, get out. What kind of offense is it? Class C or what? Class A? Okay? And most likely they're not going to see prison. But if they made a couple of $100,000, the easy way, well, that's pretty good. It's worth the risk to them. To them. I wouldn't do it, but I mean...
Question I have.
Okay.
Mr. Timmer's been waiting, if we could...
The question I have is, Chief, if you closed down 1-2 hours ago, okay? You close this place down.
Yes, sir.
They come back and they reapply. You fine them. You take the machines and you fine them, whatever. They come back and reapply. How is planning and zoning approving these things? Are they using the same name, or do they use a different name?
In most cases, they're different. The people that are coming and applying are different persons. More than likely, the person financing the operations is going to be the same people, but with just different people applying for permits. I mean, Mr. Medina wouldn't know if this person is associated with the place that we just took down or closed down this afternoon.
I heard the one on Cuellar's Place on, what is it, by Bougainvillea, was closed down 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah, the one on El Jardín Heights Road was closed down, and I think that the district attorney's office task force did that.
And they've closed it down several times. They reopen again,
I think we should stop issuing these permits altogether, period. And then as the other ones are being shut down, don't issue anymore, and finally we'll eradicate them.
It's the only way we're going to clean
We should
Brownsville.
not allow it.
The only way we're going to clean Brownsville.
Or allow it for everybody to do it, one of the two.
Mr. Timmer, go ahead.
Honorable Mayor, Commissioners, Mr. Mayor, I thank you for your comments. My name is
Legally.
Craig Timmer. I'm here as a representative of the West Brownsville Neighborhood Association, and this particular building falls in our neighborhood. And while the building right now is in considerable disrepair, I don't think that this would be a positive addition to our neighborhood. I can't speak to the legalities. I'll leave that to Mr. Gosa and to Mr. Medina. But from the perspective of pride of neighborhood, we would prefer that an organization of this type not be allowed to move into our neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Timmer.
Anybody else? This is a public hearing. Can we have a motion to close if there's no...
So moved.
Okay, so moved by Commissioner Garza.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Camarillo. All in favor to close?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. This is an action item.
I'd like to make the motion to deny the permit, Mayor.
We have a motion to deny by Commissioner Camarillo.
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Garza. And I hope we can follow up with an ordinance to where we don't allow this anymore, okay? Maybe you can come, call a workshop on this, okay? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll
All
abstain.
opposed? Okay.
I'm against it.
The motion was to deny.
Mr. Atkinson, were you nay?
I'm a nay.
Mr.
Abstain.
We've got Mr. Atkinson nay and Mr. Troyani abstaining. Thank you. And this is not against anybody individual, this is just good sense, that's all. Okay, next item. Item 12, is that right? Thank you, Chief.
Item 12, public hearing and action on first reading of ordinance number 235-2007-607-CU, allowing a conditional use permit to sell on-premise alcohol on Lot 4, Block 1 of the Omni Pavilion subdivision located at 1900 North Expressway, Suite G2 near Expressway 7783 and North Frontage Road.
Honorable Mayor, Commissioners, as mentioned, this is a proposed bar in the Omni Pavilion subdivision. That's the site right there on the overhead. This property already contains a Hooters, which serves alcohol, and wings. This proposal has been approved by P&Z unanimously, and we bring it here for your support.
Move to close. So are we gonna close down bars because there might be illegal drugs being sold in there?
Or there could be, driving while intoxicated afterwards.
It is a restaurant bar. Move to close.
This is a public hearing, does anybody want to say anything on this? I think there's somebody here.
Chief, want to talk about it? Chief?
Mayor, members, and audience, I live in this neighborhood. My fence has been hit by a car. I called the police came, they made a report, nothing was ever done. Another truck ran into my property also and disfigured my landscaping. I have purposely cut down the tree, and there's a stump in front of my house that looks like a bush for protection, so that if anybody decides to come into my property, perhaps that will stop them from doing it. I am against this. Whatever alcohol is being served there, fine. But when the club was there, I don't know if it was Casablanca or I had a lot of problems in my with that.
Where do you live?
I live in fact I live right kitty corner to I live right in the corner. Media Luna and Bluebonnet, right in the corner. Casablanca club, pardon me?
Boot Jack. No.
No, coming up. Well, the Boot Jack is, yes, the Boot Jack is kitty corner to me. You might say diagonally. Yes.
There's something else there.
Yes. So, I don't need, I don't feel that, and I'm sorry that I'm the only one here, but we don't need any additional alcoholic serving, because unless there's going to be patrolling, unless they don't exit through the exit that goes into Media Luna, they can take off the freeway and take off wherever they want to. But I've had a lot of damages already done to my property, and nobody has done anything. I went back, and the people that broke my fence, they sent somebody. They were so drunk, they didn't come back. They sent somebody because the plate of the car fell with the impact. And they sent this young lady that was pregnant. And I told her, I said, dear, people like that are not your friends. They're going to send you to this late at night. So I'm sorry, but I don't feel like...
Did they pay you the damages?
No.
They didn't even pay you the...
No.
Did you file a police report?
I did. And
Was anything done about it?
No, sir.
So there was damages and there was a plate there and nothing was done about it?
And the policeman spoke to the young lady, and he took the plate. And I thought he was going to do something about it. He never did. So.
Is there any way that flow of traffic can be restricted or denied or something to where it doesn't affect the neighborhood, Ben? No?
For a special permit, and it's a conditional permit.
This is for what, a wet restaurant?
It's a bar. Keep in mind, under the new ordinance, which we're putting this, if there's damages or a lot of police calls, the city has the right to revoke that special permit. And that's something new in our ordinance.
But there would be no way of knowing if it was from the Hooters or if it was from the new
That's
bar,
correct.
because you've already got an establishment there.
That's correct, and they sell alcohol. And there's not only the alcohol that's been sold at Hooters or maybe at this site, but you also have customers from the Boot Jack and from other businesses that may have an accident, so it'll be hard to monitor and control that.
And you've also got other businesses in there, so you don't know if it's somebody after work who's had drinks there or what have you.
It'll be difficult.
I move to close public hearing.
Wait a second, please. Wait a second. Your name, please?
Talia Gomez.
Ms. Ramos. Chief, can I ask you a question?
Gomez.
Gomez, I'm sorry, Ms. Gomez. Are you familiar with this lady's,
I took pictures, sir.
okay, would you please get with him, or he'll send somebody to contact you? This puts us in a difficult position. I mean, I think I speak for all my colleagues here. This is a commercial establishment, and it is on the expressway. Somehow you are adversely affected because you're in the interior. You're in the interior there. But it kind of, Boot Jack doesn't sell liquor, and I wish we could do something to control.
When the club was there, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, the cars just speeding away and the screeching of the cars.
So maybe the chief police can help us with more security there or something.
And even the music from the club, you could hear my walls vibrate from the impact of the loudness of the music. So if it's a restaurant, fine, but I feel, in my opinion, that we do not need any more alcoholic served in that area, because like I said, that this were damages done to me and nothing was ever done about it.
Okay, well, maybe we can correct that. Chief will get with you, okay?
Ma'am, do you have any problems right now with the current situation?
No, sir, not now.
Okay, so you have
I haven't
as
for a
is, you
while.
don't have any complaints?
Pardon me?
As it is right now with simply one restaurant there, you don't have any complaints?
No, sir. I haven't had, when they come out of the restaurant, they don't come out screeching and, speeding.
They're not drunk.
So,
Thank you very much. We have a motion to carry, close the public hearing by
Second.
Commissioner Atkinson, seconded by Commissioner Garza. All in favor to close?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. This is an action item.
Second.
We have a motion to approve Commissioner Longoria, second by Commissioner Atkinson. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries unanimously. Okay.
Item 13, public hearing and action on first reading of ordinance number 235-2007-048 to rezone from general retail H to light commercial G classification, lot 1 through 5 of block 36 of East Brownsville addition, located near Southmost Road and East 22nd Street.
Honorable Mayor, Commissioners, as indicated, this is in lots 1 through 5. The applicant wants a used car lot. The area has been zoned as 5C, and it was unanimously approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission.
I move to close public hearing.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Atkinson and seconded by Commissioner Cisneros. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Move to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Atkinson and seconded by Commissioner Cisneros. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 14, public hearing and action on first reading of ordinance number 235-2007-049 to rezone from dwelling G to light retail G classification, 4 acres out of lot 19, block 18 of Barrera Garden subdivision located at 6570 Military Highway, US 281.
Honorable Mayor and City Commissioners, this is the area shaded in red, that's in 281, close to the community of San Pedro, in West Brownsville. In this particular case, the applicant would like to have a mechanic shop. It was been approved for recommendation by the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Move to close. Second.
Motion to close by Commissioner Camarillo, second by Commissioner Cisneros. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. This is an action item.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Camarillo, second by Commissioner Garza. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next item, please.
Item 15, public hearing and action on first reading of ordinance number 235-2007-050 to rezone from dwelling G to professional office G classification, lot 1 of North of NS Liddell subdivision located at 3004 East Avenue and near Calle Milpa Verde.
Also, Mayor, can they read number 16, they go together?
Item 16, public hearing and action on first reading of ordinance number 235-2007-050-S to allow a medium retail specific use on lot 1 of NS Liddell subdivision located at 2004 East Avenue and near Calle Milpa Verde.
Commissioners, Mayor Pro Tem, in this particular case, the applicant would like to have a beauty salon and also a little small grocery store. It is a specific use. He submitted the proper site plans, been approved by the Plan and Zoning
I
Commission.
move to close both of them.
Second.
We have a motion by, who made the motion? You did? Commissioner Atkinson, seconded by Commissioner Troyani. All in, wait a second, you want to speak? Well, then please come forward. No, come forward. We want to make sure.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, we'll hold off on this.
Move to approve.
Second.
Well, wait, motion to close first.
We
And
did.
second,
It's already done.
no, we didn't call a vote.
Let's vote.
Okay.
I didn't call a vote. All in favor to close?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries now.
Move to
Motion
approve.
to approve, Commissioner, Atkinson, seconded by Commissioner Troyani. All in favor to approve? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 17, public hearing and action on first reading of ordinance number 235-2007-052 to rezone from light retail Z to medium retail Z classification, 4 acres out of Share 12, volume 3812, page 23 of the Cameron County Record, located at 420 FM 511 and near FM 803.
Honorable, Mayor and City Commissioners, this is a proposed, this is an application for a proposed funeral home. It's on, 511 and 803 on Highway 100.
Move to close public hearing.
Second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Atkinson, second by Commissioner Sisnetos. All in favor to close?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, which one will? Commissioner Cisneros defers to Commissioner Longoria. Motion to approve, second by Commissioner Cisneros. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries to approve. Next item, please.
Item 18, public hearing and action on first reading of ordinance number 235-2007-054 to rezone from medium industrial Z to light industrial Z classification, 4 acres out of Lot 1 of San Antonio Court subdivision, located at 5955 East 14th Street, near Central Avenue.
Honorable Mayor Pro Tem and City Commissioners, in this particular case, it's a down zoning. In this particular case, the applicant would like to have a church. Churches are not allowed in the 8th Commercial District. The Plan and Zoning Commission will unanimously make this recommendation to you for approval.
Move
Public hearing?
Second.
to close. Seconded by Commissioner Camarillo. All in favor?
Aye.
All in flavor? All in favor? All right. Move to approve by
Second.
Commissioner Cisneros, seconded by Commissioner Troyani. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It passes.
Item 19, public hearing and action on first reading of ordinance number 235-2007-055 to rezone from dwelling A to light retail G classification, Lot 1, Block 15 of East Brownsville addition, located near Highway 7783 and International Boulevard.
Honorable Mayor Pro Tem and City Commissioners, this is a proposed rezoning for commercial, warehouse space. The Plan and Zoning Commission, voted unanimously to recommend this application.
Move to close public hearing by Commissioner Longoria, seconded by Commissioner Cisneros. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Second.
Move to approve by Commissioner Cisneros, seconded by Commissioner Camarillo. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
26.
Item 26. Consideration and action to award a contract for the purchase and delivery of 275 duty pistols for the Brownsville Police Department.
Move to approve.
Second. We got a motion to approve by Commissioner Trani, second by Commissioner Cisneros. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 27, consideration and action to award a contract for the purchase of one new slope mower for the Public Works Department.
Okay, staff recommendation is to award a contract for the purchase of one new slope mower for the Public Works Department to H&B Equipment of Progreso, Texas, which is a by board contract price in the amount of $92,034. It includes the delivery, and this procurement reflects by board pricing. Funding is in place.
Move to approve.
Move to approve by Commissioner Cisneros, seconded by Commissioner Trani. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Delivery and the
I
driver.
think we're done. Oh,
92,000 should include the delivery and the driver.
Item 28, consideration and action to award a contract for the construction of a MSW landfill disposal cell at the Brownsville landfill.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Atkinson, seconded by Commissioner, Carlos Cisneros. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 29, consideration and action to award a contract for the purchase and delivery of 25 traffic timers for the Brownsville Traffic Department.
Move to approve.
Move to approve by Commissioner Trani, seconded by Commissioner Longoria. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Let's go.
Move to adjourn?
Also,
Thank you.
real quick, last meeting we had we changed some people out of the Parks and Rec. Just for the record, Renee Torres, who served on the Parks Rec, I appreciate his participation in that board. He was not removed because of absences or anything like that. He was a good board member. I wish him well. I hear he's going for UTB board member. I wish him well, but good luck there. But just to want to clarify that he wasn't removed for absences. It was move to adjourn. Move to adjourn by Commissioner Cisneros, second by Camarillo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Out of here.
Did a good job.